Hey, so this is some notes from the last show. So opening and closing programming is not subtle. So say for instance, if I'm in preset and I edit, obviously I've opened it up at 3 seconds. If I close it down, it will then jump. It'll be really nice if there's a way that it doesn't jump. I know it's live edits, but again it jumps. It'd be really good if there was some way we could fix this. Colours are a bit slow for colour mixing. Right, so after a while, earlier video I did, at the moment you can see it's working, no problems at all, it's working fine, as it should do. I'll carry on and we'll come back to that. It stops working after a while. Chasers on movers, there's there 4 seconds, right, okay, here. So if I was to create a new scene, yeah, let's create a new scene for the show. If I was to grab my colour mix, let's just grab my movers, put them in here, put a chaser in here on the colour, so green and blue. So you see it's green and blue. If I change it to 5 seconds, changes the colour. There's a bug. I don't know why it does that, but there's a bug. It's not doing what it should be doing. Double click, it should be red and blue. It will change it to red and blue. Fixture window, yes. So I have pre-patched, because I do all this programming, I pre-patch it, and then when I'm on site, maybe some of the crew have put the fixtures in the wrong places, and obviously what I do is I don't program my movements. I program that later. Doing that means I go to page settings, patch. I go to this, and then as I do this it tells me the units. Now yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously then I set the pan tilts, right? But then sometimes I do forget, and obviously if I'm not in master, 1, 2, 3, 4, just the way that I do it, it would be really good if there was an extra button or a way that I could click on the unit and literally I could just kind of home the unit, so I know which one I'm talking to, so I can then obviously, if they're the wrong way around, I can then remap it very quickly, just like that, just by right clicking or pressing the button. There's a way that I can quickly just double check this. I know in patch, when you patch something it goes white or it goes to home, which is fantastic. It'll be really nice again if some way we can talk to the fixture map here so I know where the fixtures are. The next thing is MIDI boards. So on this, what's interesting here is I actually brought a second APC Mini, and on this one here, if I go to MIDI settings, it's 2 MIDI out. This should be 2. I think because the board's not connected, I don't think it's there. And then here, this just be called APC. So APC. Obviously, they're the same as what will be in here, and the index MIDI device will still be 1111. I noticed because it's classed it as number two, so I understand that. However, all these buttons worked on this fader, no problems at all, but then when it came to the I've color coded all these buttons. These buttons haven't been color coded. What was interesting, I press a button here and the colours are all here, are on this board, but obviously this was working 100%, no problems at all on the MIDI board, but all the colours were over here. I don't understand where the conflict is there, but having two of the same board seems to be very difficult to kind of work out what's going on. It's not as easy as one would think. Let's see if the colour will stop working. No, the colour is still working. Size does not work. Right, so if I go to, so on disco for instance, I've got an issue here where you can see they're all fades, but if you come down to the Maverick movers here, this fade's a bit weird. It's purple but it's magenta to purple. And then here you can see on the Rogue, there's a fade here as well. Obviously it's all linked, but these ones seem to do something really weird. And it's here as well again. It's a visual issue, but I can kind of prove that it's not working correctly. As I'm in disco mode now, you can see, I'll zoom in a bit, you can see that they're changing. Now if I change the phase, you'll see there's a 3-cell yellow, 3-cell magenta. I don't know why that is. It shouldn't be like that. If I go to red and blue here, I could just do the master tweak here. These are all perfect. They're exactly as they should be. They're all doing what they should be doing. No problems at all. It just seems to be disco. It seems to be adding that extra in and that yellow bit extra in, which is really annoying. Then so something wrong with that, and obviously that's with size. Now obviously I've been using size. If I use show DMX output here, extend it up, go to my movers, actually go to my RGB. Right, so we can see they're kind of fading. No, they're not. That's fading now. Now obviously I don't go down to 0, I go to 100. So basically at 0 it should be normal. That's what it should be. Let's go for a different one. Let's go for cyan orange. So obviously cyan orange, that means there is colour mix in here. Now as you can see there, if I go to 0, it's the right colours. If I go to 100, obviously it's maxing the colour out, which I think size is more about saturation than it is about size. And actually I'm wondering if it's possible. What I'm after is that now I program it as a fade, but then I also want to snap. So instead of doing double the amount of work and then go through removing all the fades, size kind of works, but the problem is it changes the colour. That's the only issue that I have. But it's snappy there and it's fadey at 0. So I have set that up on the MIDI board, so size here does go to 0 and goes to 100. So in some aspects it does work, in some aspects it doesn't work, but it'd be really nice if we can neaten that up a little bit. The other issue is, yeah, whenever I use phase, if I've got a MIDI board attached, it actually freezes the output for about 2 seconds. So size seems to be okay, it's phase that's the issue. Maybe it's because I've got so many commands, I'm not sure, but it's it pauses. It's as if the whole, my computer's an i9, and it's, you know, it's only a year old, but it's struggling on phase. It pauses the outputs, and I was physical outputs as well, not Ethernet outputs. But saying that, my dongle was wireless, so I did connect it to a router, and the router, obviously then I made a little network, Wi-Fi network, and that's how I was outputting. Maybe that might have been the cause as well for the slow, but when you attach MIDI and attach fixtures to DMX, this pauses. Let's see, yeah, it hasn't done it. An earlier video I did, it did stop working, the colour wheel stopped working on everything, it just remains there. The other thing that needs to be fixed is, if I go to this scene, it's really odd. If I grab some different fixtures, go for the ground row, go here, static. Whenever you do a colour block, it still remains white until you click. It doesn't change live. It's really annoying. So if you're trying to make, say, I always kind of want to make a warm white, and obviously I've pre-programmed it, when you're kind of like wanting to play around with the colours, you can't actually do it, because you have to keep on moving and unclicking, moving, unclicking. And again, same thing, I've still got to expand just to get the RGB values. Also, it doesn't show the RGB values until you refresh. So that's another annoying little thing. That'd be good if that was cleaned up. Do you want to save thing? And the other, yep. And the other thing is with, like, say, disco. It's this. If I, no, you know what? If I was creating a new scene, and say I add my Portmans in, I know that obviously with the colour I can go down to the colour and I can add it in, no problems at all, fine. And there's my colour wheel. But if I want to add, if I was to shrink that down, it will stay there. Save it, yep, fine. Say for instance now I wanted to add the white, I have to do it individually like this every time. I can't, you have to do that like that, so many clicks. Is there any way this could stay open for a bit longer, or I don't know, another way of doing this so I don't have to click singly every time? That'd be really useful. What's the other thing in terms of that? There's another reason. Oh, even with say for instance, if I did want all these not to fade, I can't believe I can't select all. Yeah, it does this as well. I don't know what I've altered there, but obviously I've done something to alter it. I've done nothing. All you can do is delete. I can't believe you can't grab multiple timelines, and yeah, I do understand the processing why you do this. Yeah, see, it's just showing me delete now. Click on that, delete. You again, I have to, obviously that's active on there. If I want to take away the fades, if I have more than one, all you do is delete. You can't. That's a bit weird that you. It's really annoying. It's a bit weird that obviously now I've deselected it. Right click, it shows it. If I select it, right click, it will show it. But if you multiple grab fixtures, I don't know what it did there. Now I'm showing delete. I've just right clicked on it again. It's not great. I would love to just grab everything and add a fade. I don't know why I have to grab things singly. And for some reason as well, my colour mixing that's here, I don't know why, but it had to be added as a separate entity. It couldn't be the same palette. So I couldn't do one global, even though it's just on the movers. Everything else I could do as one. Obviously I do that to save programming time. Again, same thing, it's all to do with programming time. I want to be quick and efficient as possible. I'll leave that there for now. Thank you.